So, I finally decided to make my first language learning video. Yay! Okay, so how this is going to work is I'm going to start with the Arabic alphabets. I'm going to try to write them here and repeat them, and you can repeat after me. At the end of the alphabets, I'm going to suggest and share some activities that can help you remember these letters and see what you can do with them and go with them where you can go with them next. What was I going to say? Please try to repeat after me. Um, and there are 28 letters that I'm going to practice with you right now. Um, I don't think I want to have a very long introduction because I just want to make these videos as short as possible. Um, yeah, I'm going to actually try to write them as we go along. Um, and so you'll notice some of the things as you go along. So I don't have to explain it, such as, starting from the right to the left and the strokes and everything. So just try to enjoy this and let me know if you need anything else or if you need any, or if you have any questions. All right, I'm gonna start now. First letter is Alif. 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 That's the name of the letter, and the sound is eh. Excuse my cough. Next letter is ba. 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 And the sound would be b. It's just the b sound. This is actually the sound, and depending what will come after them, you would add a vowel such as a, u, or e. Next letter is ta. 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 And the sound is t. One of the main differences is that t is a bit drier in Arabic than in English. We try not to say te with like air and aspiration. It's just te. Next letter is tha. 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 And the sound is th. Next letter is Jim. 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 And the sound is, I'll let you guess. It's just the first sound of its name, so J. Next letter is Ha. 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 And as you guessed, the sound is H. So this one we usually work on a lot because many languages don't have the H, so it starts sounding like an H in English, H. So good news is everybody is able to say this. It's just working different muscles in the mouth. Next letter is Kha. 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 And the sound is okay. So all of them would depend on the letter after them, or as you'll see, like just the sound that comes along with it. So this could be a kha, khu, or khi. These are our vowels, basically. Quick lesson. Just a, u, and e. And then we have dal, 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 and the sound is d. Okay. Nothing very special here. A lot of sounds, a lot of languages have this letter. Um, they just some people trill their dal, or they kind of roll their tongue back. We try to keep our tongue straight. Da, da. Okay. D. Its sister is val, 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 and the sound is v. Next letter is ra, 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 and the sound is r, r. And the next letter is za. Some people call it zai, za, za, and that sound is z. Next letter is seen, 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 and the sound is s. Next letter is sheen, 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 and the sound is I I wish I could hear you, but it is sh. Good. And then we have sod, 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 and the sound is s. That's hard to hear, but it's basically kind of a heavier version of s. So it's not s, it's s. Okay, let's try to add a vowel. So sa, and this would be so. Okay, that's better and more clear. Next letter is I don't like what this one looks like. Let me try again. Not bad. Bod, bod, bod. And again, I'll try to just add a vowel to make it clearer. Ba. Oh, the handwriting is not so great, but if you look at historical Arabic, I don't know, it looked more natural to me. So, or it looks very natural. So I don't feel too bad about this. Bod. And then we have ba, ba. Make this a bit longer. Ba. And the sound with a vowel is ba. Okay. Sister of the ba is wa, wa, wa. Um, so the sound is w. Let me add a vowel. Wa. Ba, ba, wa. And then we have ein, ein, ein. And the sound is ah. Then we have Rein, rein, rein. The sound is R. Then we have, let me go down here. fair, fair, fair. Sounds like an F in English. um, and the sound is okay. Its sister kind of looks a little different, but sort of. Qaw, or sorry, name is off, 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 and the sound is qaw. Then we have this one, and this is calf, calf, calf. In the middle of a word, looks really different than its like generic shape. Kind of looks like this. Calf. Let me do it again. Okay, not bad. Calf. And then we have simple letter. Lamb, lamb, lamb. And the sound is L. Okay. As opposed to the English sound kind of here in O, and this is just L. La, la, not la, la. Oh, and the sound of this is Ka, as you guessed. This is lamb, and then we have meme, 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 and the sound is M. Okay. Okay, almost finished. And then we have noon, 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 and the sound is N. So I have meme, noon, and then we have this sound, or this letter. Okay, that is a ha, ha, ha. Some people call it ha, like a long vowel after it. And this is the h sound. So this is like the H sound in English, not this one. This also looks different in the middle and in the end. I'll just leave it to another video. And then we have wow, wow, wow. Yeah, it kind of sounds like wow, amazing. So wow, and the sound is w. Finally, we have this nice duck shape. Yeah, 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 and the sound is y. Some people separate this letter in the alphabets and kind of separate it into, I'll put it down here. This is called an alif without this part, and then they'll add this part to the end of the alphabets. So they either put it here or they add it here because this is an sound. This is the what we call a glottal stop. This is not a glottal stop. But if this goes on top of here, it becomes a glottal stop. So I'll explain more about this in another video. For now, I'm just gonna suggest some activities. I've been wanting to share them for a while actually. So I felt like they were, this was one, I'd say my final research, or the last research I did with Dr. Acton as my supervisor. He's an amazing language teacher. So I ran these activities by him. I'm not going to go through each one, but I just want to say that there are so many different ways to practice language. People make it sound so difficult, but I think it's because we try to memorize things conventionally and then it gets boring or it gets tiring or doesn't stick. So there are so many ways that you can practice and enjoy learning languages. It doesn't have to be such an expensive and tedious hobby. So to summarize these activities, a lot of them describe repetition, how to repeat. But the basic, you know, basic way to learn is to repeat. But this takes it to another level of when to repeat it and how to repeat it. But as long as you repeat periodically, I'd say you can't hammer everything in one day. But if you repeat the same alphabets like a couple of times every day, and there is research um, on optimal memorization, repetitions and stuff. They are interesting if you want to look into that in YouTube, but I'd say just repeat without hammering, without trying to over memorize or cram things. Um, and what I mean by be creative with repetition is like you can write them and put them around in your room or in your house, and that way you don't have to keep repeating them a million times. You will just kind of naturally learn it. Some of the activities here, a lot of them require recording, so hearing yourself is really good. A lot of research on hearing your own voice. It's really good. I think it's good in many aspects. It lets you, hear yourself, correct yourself, and be confident. Confidence is a big thing when it comes to practicing language. A lot of picture activities here. Definitely having like a picture of a word that starts with this letter, or just a picture of an object without putting the letter, and this will force your brain to do some work. But you don't want to strain your brain. You don't want to do too much. Then you're going to hate it, then you're going to leave it forever. So definitely cards are nice to utilize. And then I think that I can summarize the last piece of advice by saying get people involved. So either practice with a partner, practice with a group, partner or group, online, offline, doesn't matter, as long as there is somebody out there that you are, involving in your learning. So I'll just leave it at that. I'll mention some of these again another time if you're interested. The last two I just added recently, and I want to go over them another time as well. But having a purpose to why you're learning the language will keep you going. And knowing a little bit about the history of the language is really fun. It will help explain a lot of the things that might seem very arbitrary. And then if you have ever taken a course before, you start asking the teacher, so why? Why this? Why that? And they're just like, oh. Some teachers haven't looked into it. It doesn't mean they don't know how to teach the language. They just haven't looked into the history of it. And some people, the history isn't straightforward. It's like a story. And what happens in a lot of these classes is that if you get into the history, other people might not be interested in knowing these things, and you might waste a lot of time speaking in not the target, speaking in the language that's not the target language. But I would say this is something you could do on your own. It's very interesting. Definitely, this one also I'm focusing more and more on, because to see how learning this language can financially affect your life. It definitely opens a lot of channels of, you know, I don't know what to call it now. I guess work, business, travel. So do not underestimate second languages. They can really enhance your social and social, educational, and financial life. And yeah, that's why I mentioned it here. And all of these things will keep you kind of interested and motivated and um, accepting all the challenges and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna stop blabbing for now. I hope you've liked the video, and I hope I'll keep making some more. Maybe I'll try to incorporate some of these activities next time so it's not as dry and boring as this one was. Um, but also sometimes just doing things, the conventional way keeps things simple. Okay, bye for now.